as he mentioned in his interview, is going to have to control everything with the D.Va. The D.Va is the glue that holds everything together here at Kilios. So that's going to be one of the mobile heroes that can protect the backline on defense. South Korea looking to run the Junkrat on defense as we see Meko headed out of spawn. It's a tall ask to crack this defense with these players that have such experience on these heroes, played in this meta for such a long time. You know, even at the beginning of Overwatch League, like before all the changes to Reinhardt and before this patch, like from day one of Overwatch League to like the end of Overwatch League, this style of play with the Orisa setup with Widowmaker has always been meta. South Korea's played against some of the greatest teams the world has to offer in this sport with this composition, so they're so used to it, they're so comfortable with it. And I think this is Japan's best map because of Amaken's Genji. And that, I think, is the real test. Can he actually defeat Korea here? Can he defeat the greatest team that we've come to know in terms of regular season for now, basically, in terms of this tournament? That's the question.
The fans there, giving their support, know that they are not very far away from having Team South Korea get locked in for BlizzCon. Shot already coming down there onto Amaken, but not going to get taken down. Poison Trap rolls through, getting a bit of damage in onto him, but overall he's going to be fine. But Carpe finds Sabagods. The same cannot be said for the Zenyatta. Jump over to the side, Carpe on the prowl.
He's looking to see if he can find depth, if there's any angle. Obviously, he can just set up this additional trap.
Definitely, I'm not going to take that corner. I'm just going to hide over here.
Yeah, if Amaken heads around the other side, he'll know about it. He's going to do the dash to get in here, but he's alone. Just looking to build ult charge, but he's caught and killed. And you know, Kilios, it's not a good look so far.
I mean, can Japan get on the board in any way? We just saw a full hold on King's Row, the 100 zeros on Nepal. Can they get a tick? Is honestly an unfortunate question that we kind of have to ask right now.
Well, in order to do so, I think they're going to have to utilize the Dragon Blade. This is going to be a dive to get Amaken into position.
Shift up to the side. Io's there for the follow-up. Cannot get the kill. Takes a little bit of damage on the mech, but otherwise we'll be fine. Just trying to build up, trying to get some ult charge in. You can see how far behind they are compared to the South Korean counterpart. 60% here from Meko. Tayo only at 37.
Something I want to point out that Japan is doing, which is really tough to measure sometimes, is look at the ult charge for Jonak. He's only at 60%. They haven't actually committed anything until this fight that they want to get the Dragon Blade with. They haven't committed that much to damage, so Jonak hasn't been able to heal up to a Transcendence. But that's one of the counters to the Blade they're trying to build. So how they're moving is really specifically trying to get this Dragon Blade ready. The problem is that that last dive that guaranteed it built up enough for a Riptire. Riptire could buy time, then you'll have the Transcendence out. So this push right here is the big one. Let's see if they can pull it off.
So jump onto the top, Amaken's around the back. Deflection going to be used, Dragon Blade going to be drawn down. Dashes forward here, looking for Jonak, but he takes him down! Cuts him out, Dragon Blade's not going to get anything.
Deny the res too!
And now Claire is gone. No way to put him back into the mix. Do you just swap or do you try to build another one? There's a minute and 45 left on the clock. It seems like he's going to be sticking with it, but Carpe now finds that stagger there on a Sabagod.
And what a tragedy when everything, watch this moment here. This is the target. Blade to try to trip him up to the side, comes over here, right clicks the damage, left click to finish him off right in the dome. And Achilles, when you've built everything for this moment, the Dragon Blade, you've been trying to pull it off. And Jonak doesn't even need to transcend, he just shoots you in the head. How could you even keep your mental state in the right place of mind after that happens to you? How could you go in and try to build another blade? What a tragedy here for Team Japan.
Absolutely, Carpe looking for the hits. Almost takes him down. Cannot get the execution. Yep, manages to take down Jonak. Tire out though, gonna find Claire, as well as Tayo's mech. Rez comes in, Arc puts him back into the fight. Amaken takes down Carpe. Go to Libero, shuts him down. The concussive mine, so South Korea still in such a prime position to get this full hold.
Looks like Japan is out of steam. They have a Primal Rage and Transcendence to look for a longer fight, and there's no Riptire on the other side. That's the window that they need to make this fight work. It's going to require a kill, ideally probably onto Arc, so he can't get a res.
That or Jonak take him down so there's no Transcendence into the fight, and then try to prevent the res. Push forward. Self-destruct going to be coming out.
Nice catch on Libero.
Okay, so already a good opening here. Claire's going to get the res on to Tayo. We'll put him back into the fight. Carpe finds his shot. He's got it ready to go. He's like, yeah, I got some infra sight. It's all good.
Amaken's getting
pops it down. Carpet says it's over. Amaken, I have the high ground. Gets the shot, takes out the Genji, and now Kenmo is dead. South Korea looking to get the full hold here on Japan's map pick. 4 seconds remaining. Can they even tag in? I don't think so.
Carpe waves goodbye. And now all South Korea needs is a single tick to knock Japan out of this group stage. They need this win in order to keep the chances of going to BlizzCon alive. And South Korea just totally shut them down in every way. I think the moment where Jonak kills Amaken as he pulls the blade out, they did everything they could to prevent the Transcendence from being built quickly. He looks for the Zenyatta. He dashes to the opposite direction to try to trip them up. You know, you can see Arc is already there, pocketing Jonak just to make sure that if things go wrong, you get the res. He kills him, the right click into the left click headshot, and then Claire comes over for the res. Claire gets killed immediately right after as well. South Korea, man, they just will not be broken, not in this fight, not in this matchup that's such a rivalry historically for these two countries. And now they're going to be running the dive themselves, you have to think. And this is where we were talking about Amaken being the one who's got the burden on him with the dive. Now it's going to be Depp. Assuming that, well, this isn't real, right?
Probably not.
Okay, I was like, well, I mean, or maybe we're going to see something totally crazy, but...
I mean, if you just got full held and, you know, this is basically going to be the end of the series because it would be the 3-0 for South Korea, so they'd lock in the victory, why not try the Symmetra? But it's not going to happen.
Amaken has been the one to flex over to the Sombra when they are running Sombra in all seriousness, not just for checks.
I mean, he's got to be running it now.
Yeah,
There's 12 seconds remaining, so this is real.
So the onus is on Amaken and Depp together to kill the backline when the dive comes through, get those preventative hacks off. This is going to be a very tall ask for Japan. It's a very risky composition, but if executed correctly, maybe they could tie us up here.
South Korea on the assault, looking for the victory. Just need one tick here on to point A to go ahead and lock in that 3-0. Guarantee the win. But we'll see that there is, in fact, a Sombra. Shots coming down from Carpe, looking for Depp. Couple hits in onto him. Pushing around the side, Sabagod pulling so low. Shield is up, however, from Claire, keeping him alive, but obviously not much self-healing available for that Ana. Would have to use the armor pack over that bio name, but Depp is going to die as he tries to go in for the flank. Jump onto the high ground barrier coming down. Carpe going to be spraying away, Fan and the hammer. Is dissuading that Winston from pushing far forward. Now the shots are in on Claire. South Korea, slow and steady, wins the race as they try to break over this point. Headshots in, Genmoro's gone, and that should just about be it. The tanks are dead, there's no res available. A slick dart to connect on the Carpe, but they can't even finish him off.
Super easy finish here for South Korea on their first push, the last here on Anubis. And it was like he was sent there by a group of Secret Service members. Carpe gets on the high ground. He knows that there's a high chance they'll be running the defensive Genji. He probably expects that will be Amaken, because that's been the standard. But instead, you know, the swap comes through. Depp is on the Genji, but Carpe waltzes up with a Brigida from Libero to protect him. No one can scratch him. Depp goes down, and it all just falls apart from there. Carpe has full line of sight on high ground, kills the Ana there. As Sabagod gets taken out in South Korea with the 3-0 here. It will win this series. And Japan, the road to BlizzCon, it ends here.
Yep. Rough stuff here for Team Japan. Unable to find success. One more chance to just try to claw back a map win here as we get ready to move into Escort. We'll see where they're going to take us. The flavor of the tournament has been Rialto. Do we just see it again, or do we get a mix-up here? Maybe throw in something like the Route 66. We saw the Dorado earlier between Finland and Russia. Maybe something a little bit different, but you know, it's been a whole lot of Rialto, so I'm feeling like we're probably going to see that again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a map that plays into the strengths of Amaken on the Pharah, so you can play that. Depp can play his Widow there, look for the flanks. They could run double sniper instead, which is certainly a possibility. when you do end up with a double sniper versus double sniper sort of setup, which was more common with the Western region than it is in Korea, for example, and in East in general, it does kind of level the playing field in a lot of ways because you can just use ult combos to win a fight using the map rather than your mechanical skills. So that may be one reason why they take us to Rialto.
Well, let's go ahead and find out what it's going to be. The final map here of this match of this day of the Overwatch World Cup group stage, and it's going to be Rialto again. So
surprise, surprise.
Not much of a shock here for us. Rialto will just get locked in again, and we'll see what Japan can get done with this pick. This was, we think back to South Korea's first match here just yesterday. It was a little bit shaky for them on Rialto versus, I believe, Chinese Taipei. But can Japan find some success? Can they get that full push going through and try to take away a victory?
I mean, that's what Tayo said they want. They want a map, and they still have that opportunity here. And this final map of Rialto, morale's got to be shattered. It's got to be tough, on stage, crowds cheering against you. And you've got to find some way on your map pick to scratch the surface here, which they've not been able to do. The O2 on Control, the full holds on King's Row, and onto Anubis back-to-back. It's tough to really find your footing in a moment like that. They will be on attack first.
Jonak, is this real, or are you going to take a dip like Fate?
He does get speed boosted over here, so we can get into a pretty nice hiding spot.
I mean, traditionally, it has been these Zenyatta players that flex over to the Roadhog.
Yeah, that's true. It looks like it is going to, in fact, be legitimately a Roadhog defense with Fate on the Orisa. So you've got the Hulk combos there, and it's just going to be one solo support. Because this club is so tanky, it's very strong against dive, and it's very strong against Widow if, of course, you can make sure to deny line of sight and make sure that your support line is protected. But we know Ark's positioning is really good. Amik and Adept on their signature heroes, the Genji and the Widow, out the gates. We're going to go back to what's comfortable. Let's see if they can crack the shell of South Korea.
Pushing forward, double rockets just going to be coming down from Libero as they scout out the composition. Amikin starting to wrap around. Throwing out those shurikens, trying to break the barrier. Will be able to do so, and they see that Jonik is going to be over onto the Roadhog.
Ken taking some damage here. Will get pocketed up as they try to swing around the side. Amikin hasn't been able to find any damage just yet. He's dueling with Carpe. Will have to dash away. That's unfortunate to use that cooldown. He needs to be building a Dragon Blade.
Cuts his way back. Libero spotting them out, keeping them in sight. Dep gets a nice shot there onto Arc, taking him down to about half HP, but passive regen coming through. Arc playing with fire. Skirting his way right past this Widowmaker as Carpe just running away. He's like, please stop. And Libero will make him stop.
Yeah, already used the deflect. No way out of that one. Hit him right in the behind as well. So that's a kill there, forcing out the res. The cart has been halted. It belongs to South Korea right now. Dep caught.
Yep, hook coming down. Shotgun to the face. It's going to be Dep dead. Fate, however, will be traded out. Tayo finds the kill onto the Orisa. Cart still inching forward. Another hook comes down. Sabagon drawn in this time, but he is just going to go ahead and trade it back. Gives Jonik a taste of his own medicine. Libero with the barrage. Pops that one down. Gets rid of Sabagon. Rez will be coming in here, putting Jonik back into the mix.
It's just hook after
Takes
hook
down
here.
South Korea still trying to hold this. Self-destruct going up into the air, comes back down. Not going to find a pick, but Tayo makes it into his back safely. Jonak with a whole hog, gets rid of Claire. Looking for that hit, not going to find it. Can't take a breather, so he's going to be hovering down around half HP. He's going to need some support pretty quickly here, as he might be falling low.
Team Japan needs to regroup. They're feeding over too much here to the side of South Korea. Jonak is just doing so much damage. Another right-click kill here with the help of Mako, of course, onto Kenmo. And now Tayo may just follow suit.
Reflection coming down, Jonik gonna take the breather. This is back, gets behind the barrier. Another hook comes down, that's gonna be the break onto the mech. That's gonna be the blade drawn out, Himikini gets shut down immediately!
They just can't do anything here, Achilleos. Tayo's gonna be the next to fall. It's another double here for Jonak. And he's just sitting in the spawn on top of the gates. They're feeding over to him one by one. I would wager very strongly that Jonak is by far top damage in this game because he's just right-clicking them to death.
He's got to be pretty darn close, you would expect. Looking for another one as he plays so far forward.
He's just playing so far forward because he can heal up and back away. Arc can pocket him, and no one can really touch him right now. There's no Genji or Amikin on the Pharah now, but he's taken out by Carpe. There's just no entry point. There's no way in.
Go for the res. The bubble comes down to save Claire's life, or else that hook would have connected. Jonak showing off the accuracy here.
You can see
this pick. Hulk coming down. Oh, this isn't just by a hair. But the right click will be good.
You can see that the only way for him to try to even win the Widow duel is to leap into the sky. But he just is unable to find anything. The barrier's too well placed. Jonak has such a stronghold to back off to, so every single time hook is on cooldown, or off cooldown I should say, every time it's available, he's just gonna toss it out to the first available target. His hook accuracy immaculate here. And now Japan has a Primal Rage. That could maybe disrupt the formation.
Shots coming down. Jonak finds another one. Gonna get dead. Right clicks in, weakening Tayo's mech. He'll get healed back up. Kenmo pops that Primal Range. Fluttering off somewhere. Can't see him on our screen. Heal Deny comes in, and that's what they need to take down the Roadhog. But can they get the cart moving? Barrage coming in for Libero, finds one, ends up getting himself killed.
This is the opportunity.
The explosive damage. Self-destruct here from Tayo. Does take down Fate. Could make it to the other side of that barrier, or it had been destroyed. Hard to say, but either way, the cart is going to be moving forward here for pretty much the first time as they get close to point A, but South Korea will have one last attempt to try to halt this. Is Carpe?
No way.
Tries to duel this one out. He's got a sliver of HP. They know he's in there. He's got to die.
Well, he does finally get taken out here. Cart is slowed here by Meko. He's in proximity. South Korea, all they need is one more fight. Supercharger up.
Double comes down. 3 meters left to go here for Japan. Can they do it? Can they get a second lease on life? Put some more time in that bank. Rockets coming in. And again, he only has a barrage set and ready to go. Takes a large amount of damage, though. Has to cut his way back. And the pocket is available. Claire keeping him topped up as he hovers around the sky. With that Valkyrie set, self-destruct gonna be invested from Meko. Looking for the pick, and he's gonna get 3 of them! Sabagon, Evican, Kenmo, C9 aim lore will all be falling. The res comes down from core 1, but Claire gets punished right off the back of that. Whole hog out, Jonak just celebrating, spraying it all over the place, and that is gonna be the full hold coming in for South Korea.
Step by step, hook by hook into big blow-up damage here on the side of Jonak. He absolutely dominates the beginning there. It was a bio grenade from Sabagod that took him out in the first place. We're just gonna watch some of these incredible hooks. Namakan mid-air hook here, taking him out, easy peasy. Meanwhile, dealing with the Diva. By the way, no one's pocketing him. Didn't use his heal yet. NYXL fans here in the crowd, but I mean, he dominated the early part. It was the bio grenade that got them out of the spawn. They had ults. Japan did, but they didn't have a bubble when Meko's self-destruct came through. You have to be on the point when you're in overtime like that, so really well placed self-destruct by Meko.
I would love to see, and I hope that we get the opportunity, I would love to see Jonak's stats at the end of this for the Roadhog.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely fantastic performance from him. The bio grenade, you have to think, how different would this have been if we just saw that bio grenade hit a little bit early, perhaps?
Oh yeah, I mean, if they
had gone for that before.
If he can get healed either by self-heal or by Ark's pocketing, that was just non-stop keeping him alive, then maybe they don't even really get out of spawn. That was the one moment for Sabagod. The Ana swap that he brought out pretty early was very intelligent. It looks like Japan just really wants to stick with what they're comfortable with here, Achilles, and there's no shame in that when you've already lost the series. And
yeah,
we already had Tayo on stage say that that's kind of what they want to look to do here against an opponent that they very much respect. They know that South Korea is the team to beat here in this tournament. Finland came close, but not close enough.
Just want to go for those familiar picks.
Yeah. It's going to be Amikan on the Genji, Def on the Widow once again.
I mean, pulling off a fuller hold against South Korea on the last match of the day would be a pretty good way to go out.
Oh, I mean,
take one map away.
It would be a hold to remember, shall we say?
Absolutely.
Out the gates, it's going to be Jonak's Roadhog again.
Yep. Seems to be working quite well. I'm hoping that we're going to see some more of this as we go deeper into the Overwatch World Cup. You know, one more day tomorrow. It's looking like South Korea is going to qualify for BlizzCon, so hoping that he's going to stick with this pick as things progress. He's going in for the flank. We'll just go ahead and rejoin over by the cart.
Now, this is much easier for Amikan to farm off of. The attacking Roadhog composition he has positional advantage, so he could just look to build up a Dragon Blade already 25% of the way there. But the cart hasn't really been contested yet because they're respecting Jonak. Uh-oh.
Well, Libero finds the hits, he'll get stunned up, but Claire falls too low, has to go ahead and kite back. Jonak pushing forward as the breather up here in a second, almost gets that hook. Disconnect, Sabagod managing to stay alive here for the moment at least as the right clicks come down. Get the sleep in. But the likelihood of killing him is very slim. Libero still just taking these pot shots with the arrows. Nearly has the Dragon Strike.
They get him.
Now going to be online, and they do kill him, but it's going to be Tayo. Knocked out, Dragon Strike rolling through.
All resources onto Jonok means there's just no one here now to protect the cart. The fight is won for South Korea. They turn it around. Halt's coming through. This may be the end of it.
Yeah, Claire going to be locked in. Anakin going to fall. Self-destruct just to keep them pushed back. South Korea, clean 4-0 comes through in record time, taking the last match of the evening. Team Japan, unfortunately, just couldn't find much ground to stand on.
We'll not see the same happy story that we saw in Australia last year. Not tonight. As South Korea wins in front of the home crowd, has that advantage. And it's Jonok who comes up big on the Roadhog there to close it all out on the fourth map. Great plays by Team Japan across the board, though, I think, and they played to their strengths, and unfortunately their strengths don't match up well against Carpe when he's on the Widow. They don't match up well against the formations that we talked about that South Korea has used and played against in Overwatch League very extensively, and it's just a dominant victory here. No points, 4 zeros across the board for Japan.
Yeah. Very unfortunate scoreline to look at there if you are a Team Japan fan. But if you're a fan of Team South Korea, looking good.
Looking good. Undefeated.
This whole thing right here is very nice.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of it.
Yeah. You are. You're on the losing side.
I am indeed. But
I'm over here. I have the victory.
I think we're all winners in this Incheon group stage with South Korea playing well against the crowd. They have that defender's advantage, like the home field advantage, I should say, for the first time in a group stage. And they're playing really well when the crowd's cheering for them. And for Japan, I think we saw a lot more out of this team. I think a lot of people were expecting. And they're not done with this group stage by any means just yet. But with this loss, with this loss, they won't be able to jump up to where South Korea, Russia, and Finland are. So it's a tough loss for them to take. They needed to win this, and they weren't able to get a single map.
Yeah, still some games to be played. They want to bounce back. They want to get that victory because, again, they have to ride forward into that contender-specific final and try to close it out. Getting defeated here could be really rough for them, so hopefully they can get some momentum back and then just transition that into their contenders match. But guys, let's go ahead, throw over to the floor and hear from the players from South Korea.
All right, Golden Boy down here at the stage with the entirety of Team South Korea after their dominating victory against Team Japan. And of course, joined by Ark, my incredible translator and darn good support player as well. Ark, congratulations on the victory. You guys are playing some fantastic Overwatch. You said you wanted to be undefeated, and mission accomplished. How did you feel that game went for you guys and Team South Korea?
I think it's kind of early to be happy because we have a match tomorrow to be with Russia.
Oh, well, that fair. Have you guys prepped for Russia? Any player in particular that you are concerned about on that team, or you don't want to give anything away?
Actually, I want to give a fact that we're actually looking carefully for the mistakes. He's playing really good.
Yeah, no, he's having a great tournament so far. Totally understandable. But now that we have more members of Team South Korea here, I would like to give them an opportunity to say something to the fans here and also to people at home cheering them on. So the stage is yours, guys. Carpe. Let me ask him a question. How about this? Carpe, are you the best Widowmaker, period?
당연히 저죠.
He's sure he is. No doubt.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. And, Ark said it's going to be, you guys are going to try and be as perfect as possible. You guys have a big matchup against Russia tomorrow. Are you guys, anyone in particular that you are excited to go up against in Team Russia tomorrow?
이것도 당연히 섀도우본이랑 하는 게 재밌을 것 같아요. 원래 팀이었는데 이렇게 다시 경기하면 되게
So, because Shadowburn was in his team, Philadelphia Fusion, he is really happy to meet him in the match.
Okay, all right, that's going to be exciting. And any final words for all of you guys? Anything you guys want to say to the fans here at home?
마지막 말.
Go for it, come on. You got it, Jonak.
팬분들 이 무더운 날씨에 와주셔서 정말 감사하고 자 응원 덕분에 지금 4승 잘 되고 있는 것 같고 내일도 이겨서 전승 무조건 하겠습니다.
All the audience, thanks for coming in this hot weather. And because of you guys cheering, we could have accomplished the 4 wins in a row. And we're gonna try our best in tomorrow's match.
All right, well, that's going to do it for me here, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, give it up, Team South Korea. All right, we're going to go ahead and send it over to the casters to break it all down and take us home.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. We're not going home yet. We still have one more day. We're not going to take you home yet. And also, you live pretty far away. I live in Korea, so I don't know if I want to have to escort you there.
I mean, also,
But-
he hasn't had, before we could break it down, Achilles has to finish building his sound barrier.
That's
He's only
true.
about 85% right now, so, you know, we're getting there.
Here comes the ha-ha spam in Twitch. It's going to be
Yeah.
great. But, I mean, good God. I mean, good to hear from, you know, multiple players from South Korea, not just
Yeah.
Ark there, doing the translation work. So, truly the MVP of the interview there. But Carpe, you heard it. He is the #1 Widowmaker in the world. He has declared it.
Yeah, and you said,
Who will dethrone him?
he said literally, of course I am. Before we talk about this any further, I think we're going to take a look at the fan polls to hear what you guys have been saying across the world about this match we just watched.
I can imagine, yep, Jonak doing Jonak things. That's
Indeed.
exactly what we saw, especially there on that Temple of Anubis, getting the shutdown onto the Dragon Blade.
I think everyone is saying it now. They played so well there on the defense, especially Jonak with the Roadhog. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a total smashing there, unfortunately, at the very end of things.
I thought we had another one. I was like, oh, what's it going to be? It's me.
They're all the
It's me
same.
instead.
They're like, Jonak's amazing, and we just continue through.
They put us back on. They want to know what my tweet is. I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, I just
I'll
drafted
wait until
mine.
after the game. But it's okay. All right, guys. It was a very quick series. So it might have just been so fast that you didn't really register anything. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the replays. Try to recreate and remember what exactly happened and what transpired in this match.
Yeah, we started things off on Control, on Nepal.
I don't even remember this happening.
Well, we didn't see the first-person view of it, which might have been a good thing. It's not safe for work, but watch this. And the mines come through.
And you're done.
It's so impressive he's able to sneak his way into that tiny choke point as well with the swing in.
You say sneak, he inserted himself into that room.
Okay,
He's
I'm
like,
just saying.
and I'm here now.
He threaded the needle, okay? He got in there into that tight space, and then he pressed Q, and everybody died.
Yeah, I mean, the survivability here. Peyton Mecco, dangerously low, no healing coming through. Managed to survive, and Libero just shutting it all down. Triple kill coming through off the Riptire. It was just some disgusting antics from South Korea.
I mean, when you watch this highlight reel of Carpe, we have to add the asterisk that, like, they had to tag onto the point, so Carpe was able to do these shoot the fish in the barrel moves, but, you know, the accuracy is there when it needs to be, is making him come back in. He's got the Discord orb there.
We know that even in those situations, he can still deliver on the headshots.
This is
It's gonna
the
be
one.
The shutdown. An awkward dash away for Anakin there, but yeah, Jonak just ball to the face.
You know, I have to feel like the reason he dashed in that direction was to give a false sense of security, because it was a little bit weird, right? But, you know, a lot of players, I think, in that moment think, well, he's going for someone else. I'm actually safe, but
Trying to zigzag his way in.
yeah, but he did have the, you know, the right click ready for him and just totally shut that down.
Yeah, it actually might have been the Mercy dashing towards Jonak while he was dashing towards the Mercy. So it could have just been you know, ships passing in the night, and then he tried to reroute, and that's when Jonak happened.
Unfortunately,
And this is also when Jonak happened.
yeah, unfortunately for Amik, Jonak just said no to a bunch of his Dragon Blades here in this series.
There was a lot of Jonak in those last two maps, especially. Is basically the TLD didn't watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TL didn't watch, yeah.
Yeah, TL didn't watch.
Okay, but look, that was the
EW.
final moment there for South Korea to get the defense there. Mecco with the blow up. And now, you know, we just see the end there. It's
Nice zoom in on Emiken's Genji butt.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those replay segments where if you're a Japan fan, you're probably alt tabbing a little bit. You might want to, they might want to
Probably turn the stream off after game one.
It was a one-sided series.
Yeah.
But they had their moments. They had really good ideas with compositions. They were just shut down mechanically by the team of South Korea.
Yeah, and I mean, it's unfortunate. Japan in their first match out, they did look so promising, getting that win. I believe it was versus Russia on Oasis.
Yeah,
I wanna
that's
say-
right, the
okay,
control map.
There we go. It was only a day ago. Hey, my memory's looking great. So yeah,